Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into this show here. So it looks like my man Ric Bucher is back at it again. As you guys know, the playoffs are currently underway, and with the Lakers playing, we've had some moments where we had LeBron and Bronny playing in the same game. I think there was a game where, I don't remember the game, it was going to be game 2 or game 3, I don't remember the game, where Bronny scored 5 points in that game, if I'm not mistaken, and LeBron, I think, assisted him for 3 or something like, no, he set the screen or the pick, or no, I think it was a screen for him for 3, and then he threw him an alley-oop lob, and I remember posting on the channel like, wow, that's pretty cool, right? But leading up to all of this, there's been this kind of pressure from the media, and members within the media to kind of force this thing on you. And whenever people were like, yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm so into it, you would get accused of, not liking your father, or your father didn't like you, or you didn't have your father in your life, and why are you hating on the black man, and all kind of nonsense, right? But after a while, it began to seem contrived, right? And one of the people that noticed this was Ric Bucher. And he recently did an episode on his show, United We Cast, the podcast. I suggest you guys go subscribe to it, where he said, the title of the show is this, in case you guys want to go watch it. It says, LeBron and Bronny, historic moment or manufactured hype? Ric Bucher on NBA playoff chaos. So what we want to do now is we actually want to get into Ric's comments, because I think they're very interesting, and I think it's going to be thought-provoking. Before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. All right, guys, the regular season is wrapped up and the NBA playoffs are finally here, and there's no better way to cash in on all of the high-flying hoop action than Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Every bucket, every dime, every win means when you're making lineups on Prize Pick. And here's something you didn't want to sleep on. Prize Picks has the Do It Live 2026 NBA Finals sweepstakes going on right now. Make a $5 lineup with at least one live NBA player pick during the playoffs, and you could win a trip for 2 to the NBA Finals. That alone is reason enough to check out Prize Picks right now. I've been making lineups on the Celtics and Lakers players, and it makes watching the playoffs so much more fun. It's simple. Just pick more or less on player projections across basketball, baseball, hockey, and more. You can even pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup with stacks. And if your picks get off to a hot start, cash out early with easy payouts before the game even ends. Prize Picks is now available in all 50 states. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. All right, perfect. So what we want to do now is I'm going to play what Ric had to say here, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to Ric Bucher's analysis here.
As for LeBron playing with Bronny in the overtime win and the plays that they made, LeBron spoke about it himself, tagging various moments as the craziest or most special of his career, throwing Bronny a lob and setting a screen for him to knock down a 3 as 2 of them. And it is indeed wild to think about a father and son playing together in a playoff game, in an NBA playoff game, and making plays. That LeBron would relish the experience and savor it makes perfect sense. I know I would. What I don't quite get, given the circumstances, is why it would be a monstrously big deal to anyone else. My daughter just played in the NCAA tournament, played against the eventual champion UCLA Bruins, scored 11 points in the second quarter, and was a star of the game for her team going into halftime. I was in the building. It was an extraordinary experience, far more than I expected. Felt gifted that I had that opportunity, that we were able to share that experience in that moment. But that was for her and me. For anybody else, why would it possibly have any special significance to anyone else? Or why would I expect it to? I wouldn't. Now, I'm sure LeBron stans will be quick to point out that what my daughter and I experienced was hardly historic. And they are right. And they might also point out that what LeBron and Bronny did was historic. Technically, they are right again. But let's not kid ourselves on how that history was made. The two of them playing together in a playoff game has no more significance than the first game of the 2024-25 season when LeBron and Bronny took the court in the second quarter of their season opener at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's when they became the first father-son duo to play in an NBA regular season game, which was significant, just not in the way some would like to suggest or have presented it. They weren't the first father-son combo to play in the NBA because the James family produced a pair of legit NBA players. The significance is that LeBron is the first star with A, the incredible longevity to still be a valuable player as he turned 40, B, that his star power was still bright enough to convince the Lakers to keep him happy by drafting his son, and C, that he had no problem wielding his influence to get Bronny on the roster with him. The significance is that we've never seen anyone willing to and able to exercise all three of those components. Bronny is not on the roster for any reason other than he is LeBron James' son. He is there thanks to the power that his father wields. That's a testament to LeBron's massive power, make no mistake about it. It's also a testament to his willingness to use that power to satisfy his own interests. I don't have a problem with that. If the Lakers don't have a problem with it, why would I? Just don't ask me to celebrate him and Bronny playing together as some sort of natural achievement like Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. playing together in Major League Baseball. Both Griffeys made it to the bigs independently. Jr. proving to be a better player than his dad. When they played together at the end of Ken Sr.'s career, it was more of a gift to him than Jr. This is not that. Someone had the audacity to suggest LeBron hitting a game-tying three to force overtime and throwing a lob to his son outdid Michael Jordan's 6 championships. In LeBron's mind, perhaps. For anyone else, it is far too artificial of a construct to hold any meaning.
Fantastic. So you heard what Rick had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Look, I get it that, it's history to see Bronny, a father and a son play together. And to be fair to Bronny James, Bronny's very likable. He doesn't seem like Bronny is very, very, his dad is very polarizing, but Bronny seems like a very likable young man. Number one. Number two, to give Bronny some credit, you could see a development in his game, or at the very least his confidence level from his freshman year to a sophomore year in the NBA. You can see his confidence has grown. He's been playing well in the G League and all of that stuff. So you can see the development there. It's just that it's guilt by association. LeBron is polarizing, so people that are not fans of LeBron are not going to be so keen to see Bronny do well. And I'm not a fan of LeBron. Not that I have anything against Bronny, but I feel like a lot of this is being forced on you. But then some of the criticism that this duo get is they deserve it, and I'll tell you why. When you have people like Cameron coming out there and saying if LeBron wins a championship with the Lakers, and he gets a ring and Bronny gets a ring, then he has 6 titles. Or that makes him greater than Michael Jordan, or Michael Jordan's kids didn't play in the NBA, so therefore this means, that's when you begin to get the pushback, because now you guys are taking it overboard. Or you have a night where you had a lot of highlights from great all-stars and Bronny's being featured in there for a guy that only had 5 points. I remember Rob Parker going off recently where he was like, how do you interview Bronny in a half when he has scored 5 points? Well, I think when Rui Hachimura scored like 18 or something like that in a half. Like, how do you do that? So a lot of this is just hype, right? And it has very little to do with substance. And I think that we have to acknowledge that as well. A lot of this is hype. And I think it's something that Ric Bucher is appropriately calling out. But look, that's Rick's opinion. What I want to know from you guys is, do you agree with Ric Bucher? Do you think he's hating? Do you think he's being fair? Whatever you guys think. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.